I'm grateful to be here on behalf of the team and partners who makes our work real. I say this because everything I've learned in business and life belongs to the people around you. It takes an ecosystem to raise an entrepreneur. And this is me acknowledging that ecosystem. I believe that every leader's journey, by extension, every organization's journey, rests on three things: purpose, pace, and people. Purpose is what gives the journey meaning. It filters when the why is clear and the how gets cleaner. For me, it sounds like this. Does this make payments simpler or more confusing? Does it protect trust or test it? If the answer isn't obvious, I stop and rewrite the brief until it is. Pace is what sustains purpose. Speed is a powerful when it matched with risk. Because even with the purpose and people, if you don't find the right rhythm, you burn out before you break through. Finding the balance between urgency and endurance is what keeps you moving forward. People makes that promise real on every shift, every corridor, and on every screen. And when enough people believes in your purpose, it evolves into a culture. Now, nowhere did this lesson become more real to me than halfway up a mountain, when moving fast stopped being an option and finding a rhythm became the only way forward. Recently, I went and climbed Mount Kilimanjaro. I did it because of a promise that I made to my wife. Also, I was curious to find out what the mountain has in store for me. I thought, it's just a mountain, one that thousands climbs every year. Surely I could do it too. A few sore limbs and an overworked lungs later, I did. But what really helped me to reach the top wasn't the expensive gear or the months of training that I had. It was two simple words: pole pole. That's what our guide told us on day one, when the early excitement had faded and the reality of the climb had begun to sink in. Pole pole. In Swahili, it literally means slowly, slowly. But it isn't about really slowing down. It's about taking one step at a time, making sure that the step is on a sure footing. Pace, I realized, is about knowing the resources that you have and the risk that you could afford to take. There are times on the mountain when we were going much faster than expected. I remember it was on the second day, our guide had informed us that it would take 10 hours, and we managed to do it in less than 7. The terrain had changed. There was some rock climbing, movements, more excitement. We are fueled with pure adrenaline on that day. As an entrepreneur, I've lived through these bursts. There were spells when we expanded our network at breakneck speed, or a quarter with flurry of product launches. Those moments were vital. They built belief in you, but they also tempt you. They tempt you to think that you have found a permanent gear. Leadership is knowing, for me, is about knowing that every burst needs a recovery and in every sprint needs reflection. Few have explained it better than Kipling, the guy who wrote Jungle Book. He said, when you are in whale, you bear, and when you are the hammer, you strike. On the mountain, there were long, quiet stretches where climb seems to be never ending. Same landscape, same rhythm of boots and breath. That's when pacing became a mental challenge. In these moments, you just draw from within you, but you draw from around you. What kept me going individually was the strength of the people around me. Someone would start a joke, someone would start to sing. The pace shifted from my pace to our pace. When running an organization, our pace becomes more important than my pace. The hardest part of a leadership is setting the right pace for others. Too fast, you exhaust them. Too slow, you lose them. I come from Kerala, India, where among many traditions, we are known for our snake boat race. If you have ever seen one, it's extraordinary. 100 horsemen slicing through the waters to the rhythm called Vanjipattu. At the back stands a leader not rowing, but calling the tempo. When to surge, when to steady. The boat that wins aren't the ones with the most muscles. It's the one that move with perfect unison. Every stroke leading to the same beat. Because when the rhythm takes over, effort disappears. When you repeat what works, it spreads. The best leaders listen to the team's rhythm and adjust their own stride to match it. If you can do that, you can build the right culture. And that I have learned is the hardest part of building an organization. People carry promise. Culture is how promise spreads when you're not in the room. Friendline often sees the truth first. When they do, we change course. For me, that is not weakness. It is the strength. When the numbers plateau and the routine sets in, it's the culture that carries the team forward. At Lulu Financial Holdings, that sense of moving together is what defines us. We began our journey in Abu Dhabi, UAE, with a simple promise to make payments seamless, reliable, fast, and respectful. While that promise is still our compass, the rest is daily work. We innovate constantly while we grow and keep people at the center when the world gets louder. When we don't agree, we talk. When we commit, we own it. When we lose, we learn. And when we win, we celebrate. We call this rhythm purpose, pace, and people. Purpose gives meaning, pace defines how far we can safely push, and people turns purpose and pace into legacy. I close with the realization that Kilimanjaro is behind me, so there will be no photos of me standing at the summit, smiling, exhausted, and triumphed. I'm to the realization that I'm busy climbing a different mountain now. And these are my fellow climbers. Because no summit is worth reaching alone. We climb together, step by step, breath by breath, pole pole. Thank you very much.